नमस्ते गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी महाराज, जय गुरुजी साथ संगत जी। शुक्राना गुरुजी महाराज का जूम प्लेटफॉर्म की तरफ से समस्त गुरु परिवार का बहुत स्वागत है। आज हमारे बीच में नितिका राज जी उपस्थित हैं, जो कि संगत के लिए आई हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है नितिका राज जी।
जय गुरुजी।
जय गुरुजी, जय गुरुजी। नितिका आंटी, नितिका आंटी, एक आज शुक्राना गुरुजी का एक वचन है, एक्सीडेंट, वार, सुसाइड या होर कोई अननेचुरल डेथ बैड सोल प्रेत जोनी विच चली जाती है। महापुरुष की कृपा नाल ही वो कड्डी जा सकती है, वरना सालों साल भटकती रहती है। आफ्टर डाइंग इन एक्सीडेंट्स, इन वार, by suicide or by any other unnatural way, a soul remains as a spirit and stays in a state of unrest for countless number of years. Only by the grace of a true guru can it be freed from its sufferings. नितिका जी प्लीज इसके ऊपर कुछ प्रकाश डाल के अपनी संगत शेयर करें प्लीज। जय गुरु जी।
जय गुरु जी। सारी संगत को बहुत बहुत प्रणाम, गुरुजी को बहुत प्रणाम और शुक्राना ये मौका देने के लिए। और मेरी मम्मी और पापा को बहुत शुक्राना इस वचन का मीनिंग भी समझाने के लिए एंड टू मॉडल दैट थ्रू आउट लाइफ। तो इस वचन में जैसे कहा गया है, व्हेन गॉड सेंड्स अस ऑन अर्थ, गुरुजी हमें एक मकसद से भेजते हैं। हमारी सोल के साथ जो भी कार्मिक बैगेज टाइड होता है, ह्यूमन लाइफ इसलिए मिलती है क्योंकि इट इज अ प्लेस वेयर वी कैन कट दैट कर्मा थ्रू आवर एक्शंस। तो जो भी हमें नेगेटिव कर्मा वॉश ऑफ करना होता है या क्लीन करना होता है, स्पिरिचुअल रेल्म में बहुत धीरे धीरे बहुत टाइम लगता है, और ह्यूमन लाइफ में जल्दी हो सकता है, लेकिन वो मुश्किलों और प्रॉब्लम से होता है। तो जो हमारा एक हिस्सा होता है कर्म का, जो हमें काटने होते हैं, वो हमें लाइफ में मिलता है। तो अगर वो लाइफ अब्रप्टली कट शॉर्ट हो जाती है, जैसे आप कह रहे हैं एक्सीडेंट, वॉर या सुसाइड से, तो वो सारा कार्मिक जो क्लीन करना होता है वो एक लाइफ में नहीं हो पाता है। तो उस सोल का मिशन कंप्लीट नहीं होता है, तो वो सोल भटकती रहती है। तो उसको लिबरेशन नहीं मिलता, मोक्ष नहीं मिलता, और या फिर एक और चांस नहीं मिलता उस वक्त। तो इसमें असली सच्चे गुरु का बहुत 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 कल्याण हो सकता है, क्योंकि अगर उस सोल से कनेक्टेड कोई भी फैमिली मेंबर उस सोल के लिए प्रे करें, बहुत बहुत प्रे करें, गुरुजी में फेथ रखें, भगवान में फेथ रखें, तो वो उस सोल, भटकती सोल का भी लिबरेशन हो सकता है, और वो वापस अपने राइट पाथ पे, जो स्पिरिचुअल पाथ होता है, जो मोक्ष का पाथ होता है, वेदर इट इज कनेक्टिंग टू गुरुजी इन द डिवाइन रेल्म या रीबर्थ लेके वो बाकी कर्म फिनिश करने के लिए, तो ये सब हो सकता है प्रेयर के थ्रू और असली गुरु की कनेक्शन के थ्रू। गुरुजी कहते थे कि अगर फैमिली में से एक भी बंदा कनेक्ट हो जाए तो उस पूरी फैमिली का कल्याण हो सकता है, पास्ट और फ्यूचर जनरेशंस का, या जो जिन लोगों की डेथ हो चुकी है उन सब सारी सोल्स का कल्याण हो सकता है। तो इसलिए जब लाइफ में सफरिंग आती है, प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, वी शुड नॉट गिव अप। हमें बहुत ही पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड से उन प्रॉब्लम्स को झेलना होता है और एस्केप नहीं करना होता है, और हमें बहुत बहुत बस गुरुजी के साथ रहना होता है, गुरुजी में फेथ रखना होता है और प्रे करना होता है, ताकि हमें वो स्ट्रेंथ मिले, ताकि हम वो प्रॉब्लम्स के थ्रू गुजर पाए। और अगर इस लाइफ टाइम में गुरुजी ने हमें उनके साथ कनेक्ट किया है, तो ऐसा जरूर होता है कि हम प्रॉब्लम का फुल एक्सटेंट भी नहीं झेल रहे हैं, वो 10% झेल रहे हैं, क्योंकि गुरुजी इतना कल्याण करते हैं, इतना ब्लेस करते हैं। So we are only dealing with 10% of what we would have had to deal with without Guruji's grace. इसलिए अगर आपकी लाइफ में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आए, या आप किसी को जानते हैं आपकी फैमिली में या कहीं भी, then just pray for them or invite them to satsang, invite them to connect with Guruji. आप गुरुजी की फोटो दे सकते हैं, गुरुजी का कोई भी स्वरूप दे सकते हैं. गुरुजी आपके थ्रू, संगत के थ्रू ही अपनी बाकी संगत को जोड़ते हैं. ये गुरुजी का मकसद होता है, हमारा नहीं होता है. If we see someone suffering, we can always offer that connection. गुरुजी हमेशा कहते थे मुझे सबको bless करना है, सबका कल्याण करना है. So जहां तक मेरी, हाँ जी अंकल,
गुरु जी महाराज, धन धन गुरु जी महाराज. आंटी आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह से व्याख्या कर चुकी हैं आप. जय गुरु जी. आप संगत करें प्लीज. जय गुरु जी.
जी अंकल. तो मेरी जर्नी गुरुजी के साथ इस लाइफ टाइम में हमारे सामने कब आए वो एक बात है, बट अगर हम इस लाइफ टाइम में कनेक्ट हुए तो गुरुजी हमारी फैमिली के ऊपर, हमारी सोल के ऊपर बहुत लाइफ टाइम्स पे देख रहे थे, टू गेट अस टू अ पॉइंट ऑफ प्यूरिफिकेशन दैट वी कुड इवन मीट गुरुजी. तो मैं जब से बहुत छोटी थी, मैं बहुत बीमार रहती थी. मेरी स्किन पे वाइट पैचेस होने लगे थे और पूरी बॉडी पे वो फैलने लगे थे. सडनली आउट ऑफ नोवेयर इट हैपेंड व्हेन आई वाज 5 और 6 इयर्स ओल्ड, और हम डॉक्टरों के पास घूमने लगे. बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 5 and 19 मैंने बहुत बहुत डॉक्टर्स देखिए, बहुत बहुत कड़वी कड़वी दवाइयाँ खाई, बहुत सारे ट्रीटमेंट्स किए, गंगा जल के साथ, दवाइयों के साथ, होम्योपैथिक, एलोपैथिक और फोटो केमोथेरेपी, बहुत बहुत एक्सट्रीम ट्रीटमेंट्स भी किए थे. मेरा डॉक्टर्स में उस वक्त बाय दैट टाइम कोई होप नहीं था. आई डिडंट हैव एनी फेथ इन द मेडिकल सिस्टम, बट माय मॉम वाज रियली, एज मदर्स आर, ऑन अ मिशन टू हील मी. तो जब हम बाय दैट टाइम आई हैड टर्न्ड 18, आई हैड कम टू द यूएस फॉर कॉलेज. तो एक बार जब हम वापस इंडिया में थे तो एक और डॉक्टर को मिलने गए, उन्होंने एक और दवाई दी और बिल्कुल बिना मन से हमने वो दवाई तो ले ली. बट देन माय मॉम सेड कि यू डोंट नीड अ डॉक्टर, यू नीड अ स्पिरिचुअल हीलर. तो जैसे ये वर्ड्स कहे गए, वी गॉट कनेक्टेड टू गुरुजी. तो एक संगत जी जो पहले इंडियन एम्बेसडर हमारी कंट्री में रह चुके थे, उन्होंने मेरे पापा को बोला आप आके मेरे गुरुजी से मिलिए. तो दैट इज हाउ ये संगत 2-3 साल से हम जानते थे, बट उस वक्त हमारा बुलावा नहीं था गुरुजी के सामने. तो when we became ready for something beyond material healing, we were sent to Guruji, or we were called to Guruji. तो हम गए गुरुजी के पास और मुझे तब भी लगता था कि अब हमारी सेंट्स की जर्नी शुरू होगी, अब हम यहाँ जाएंगे, वहां जाएंगे, बहुत जगह पे जाएंगे, बट यू नो मे बी इट विल बस ऐसे ही घूमते रहेंगे. मुझे ऐसे कोई खास फेथ नहीं था उस वक्त. द फर्स्ट टाइम वी वेंट टू गुरुजी's, इट वाज सो अनएक्सपेक्टेड. ब्राइट लाइट्स, गुरुजी की एकदम तीरे नजर कि ही इज लुकिंग डायरेक्टली एट यू. आप तो उनका आई कांटेक्ट भी नहीं मेंटेन कर सकते थे. तो हम गए, हम बैठे, हमने शब्द सुने, चाय प्रसाद ली. ऐसे कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी कि हम बहुत ही स्पेशल प्रसाद ले रहे हैं. तो उन दिनों लंगर सबको नहीं मिलता था. कुछ कुछ लोगों को गुरुजी पहले हाथ से कड़ा प्रसाद या लड्डू प्रसाद देते थे, उसके बाद काफी लोगों को आज्ञा दे देते थे कि आप जाएं. तो कुछ लोगों को बोलते थे बैठने के लिए, लंगर प्रसाद के लिए. तो हमारे पहले विजिट में हमको बिठाया गया. तो वी थॉट कि हमेशा हमारे थॉट्स होते हैं, बट वी डोंट नो व्हाट गुरुजी इज थिंकिंग. तो वी थॉट कि शायद हम पहली बार ही आए हैं इसलिए हमको बिठा रहे लंगर के लिए. तो हम बैठे लंगर के लिए. आफ्टर दैट हम आज्ञा लेने के लिए गए तो गुरुजी ने कहा कल आना. तो वी सेड कि गुरुजी हम तो वैष्णो देवी जा रहे हैं कल, हम कल नहीं आ सकते. तो गुरुजी ने हमें डांट के कहा फिर यहाँ क्या करने आए हो, दफा हो. तो भरी संगत के सामने हमें ऐसी डांट मिली एंड वी जस्ट थॉट कि ऐसा तो कभी नहीं सोचा या देखा कि सम सेंटली पर्सन वुड हैव स्कोल्डेड अस या हमें वैष्णो देवी जैसी शुद्ध जगह पे जाने से मना करे. तो बहुत ही समझ से बाहर था और हम एकदम कड़क गए थे. तो घर गए, सारी रात नहीं सोए, चिट्स डाले, बहुत क्वेश्चन किया, जाना चाहिए वैष्णो देवी, जाना चाहिए कि नहीं, ये कैंसिल करना चाहिए, गुरुजी के पास जाना चाहिए. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, क्योंकि वी थॉट कि एक जैसे एक महापुरुष ने टोक दिया है तो ये ट्रिप अभी ब्लेस्ड नहीं है, हमें नहीं जाना चाहिए. कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई तो उनके मना करने से, सो बाद में चले जाएंगे, अभी कैंसिल करके गुरुजी के पास वापस जाते हैं. ये हमारी फैमिली के लिए बहुत बड़ी चीज थी, बिकॉज हमने बहुत बारी लाइफ में वैष्णो देवी के दर्शन करने जा चुके थे, और वो ट्रिप कैंसिल करना एक बहुत ही बड़ा स्टेप टुवर्ड्स गुरुजी था हमारे लिए उस वक्त। सो वी वेंट बैक टू गुरुजी। अगले 2 साल गुरुजी ने हमें हमेशा कहा, आ गए वैष्णो देवी वाले, आ गए। तो शुरू शुरू में पहले खराब भी लगता था, फिर थोड़ी डांट से, मतलब प्यार वाला अफेक्शन भी लगता था कि गुरुजी हमें पहचान गए, वो जानते हैं कि हम कौन है, क्योंकि वहां इतने लोग होते थे कि आपको गुरुजी कुछ भी बोले तो यू फील कि, मुझे ऐसा लगता था गुरुजी यू हैव नोटिस्ड अस, यू नो अस। तो ऐसे फिर 2 साल हो गए, हम जाते रहे। तो हमेशा हम लोग बाहर से आते थे, मैं यूएस से आती थी तो बहुत ही दूर था, आई कुड हार्डली विजिट वंस अ ईयर, 3-4 दिन के लिए। तो बहुत ही प्रेशियस अपॉर्चुनिटी थी कि हम गुरुजी के पास बैठे या जाएं। एक बारी हम गए, मैं और मेरी मम्मी बाहर से, और गुरुजी वहाँ पे नहीं थे। वी डिडंट नो, हम पहले चेक करके नहीं गए थे कि गुरुजी दिल्ली में है कि नहीं। तो वी गॉट दैट मैसेज कि आने के बाद भी संगत में पहुंचना, गुरुजी के दर्शन करना गुरुजी की मर्जी होती है। इसलिए सबके लिए मैसेज है, आप कभी भी गुरुजी के पास आए, आप कभी भी संगत में आए, वो हमारी विल नहीं है, वो गुरुजी की विल होती है। गुरुजी को कब, किसको, कौन सी सत्संग में भेजना होता है, क्या शेयर करना होता है, क्या सुनना होता है, क्या प्रसाद खाना होता है, ये गुरुजी की मास्टर प्लानिंग है, और हमें कभी इंटरफियर नहीं करना चाहिए। जो हमें मैसेज मिलता है, वी शुड जस्ट ट्राई आवर बेस्ट, एंड बाकी जो होता है वो गुरुजी की मर्जी होती है। तो ऐसे हम 2 साल जाते रहे। तो उसके बाद मेरा जब अंडर ग्रेजुएट खत्म हो गया, तो आई हैड अ 4-5 मंथ ब्रेक मेरे मास्टर्स शुरू होने से पहले। तो इंडिया में थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड किया। ये मेरे लिए बहुत ही अच्छा टाइम था, बिकॉज मैं दिल्ली में 1.5 महीना थी, और मैं, मेरी मम्मी और मेरी नानी, तो हम थर्सडे, फ्राइडे, सैटरडे, संडे 4 दिन जा पाते थे। These were the happiest days of my life कि we just got to go। और गुरुजी के दरबार में जो पीस और हैप्पीनेस फील होती थी कि यहाँ पे सब कुछ ठीक है, दुनिया में कुछ भी हो रहा हो, बट गुरुजी के दरबार में वी आर ब्लेस्ड एंड हैप्पी। जो हैप्पीनेस लाइफ में आपकी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, बट द हैप्पीनेस एंड सेफ्टी एंड पीस आई यूज्ड टू फील कि बस यहाँ पे इट फील्स लाइक इट्स माय बर्थडे, मतलब इतना स्पेशल फीलिंग दैट बिकॉज वी आर in Guruji's love. I didn't have words for all of this at that time, but feeling ऐसी थी कि you're going for a really special occasion and you are very loved and special। ऐसा था, बस गुरुजी की शरण में होना। मुझे कोई मेडिटेशन नहीं आती थी, मुझे ऐसा कोई फेथ भी नहीं था। I did not understand Guruji to be God at that time, but the feeling of happiness was there। तो at that time when we could go more frequently, तो उस वक्त गुरुजी कहते थे जा इसका सत्संग सुन। तो 2 आंटीज का हमेशा सत्संग सुनाते थे मुझे और मेरी फैमिली को, उषा आंटी का और सबीना आंटी का। तो एनीवेज एक दिन मंडे या ट्यूसडे था, मैं घर पे थी, और मेरी किसी से कोई लड़ाई हो गई थी, या मेरा बहुत ही बैड मूड था। तो उस परेशानी से, मेंटल स्ट्रेस से, लड़ाई से मुझे सारी रात नींद नहीं आई, और मैं सोचती रही कि संगत का दिन भी नहीं है, गुरुजी के पास जाती तो आई एम श्योर आई वुड फील बेटर, मुझे कोई पीसफुल फीलिंग आती, बट बहुत ही डिस्टर्ब फीलिंग थी। तो मैं ऐसे सोचती रही, और बहुत ही खराब लग रहा था कि इट्स ओनली ट्यूसडे, अभी तो थर्सडे तक 48 आवर्स कैसे स्पेंड होंगे। तो संगत में जो बातें सुनी थी, जो सत्संग सुने थे, दैट स्टार्टेड कमिंग टू मी एट दैट टाइम, जब मेरा टाइम ऑफ नीड था। सो आई रिमेम्बर कि किसी संगत ने कहा था कि आप जब भी गुरुजी को याद करें, गुरुजी आपके पास हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि उनका फिजिकल फॉर्म है, आप नहीं आ सकते, तो आपको बस गुरुजी को याद करना, तो वो आ जाते हैं। When the time came, Guruji reminded me of this message, and suddenly I thought of him। So I thought कि does it work? बड़ी ट्रायल एक्सपेरिमेंट से मैंने ऐसे सोचा कि गुरुजी प्लीज, मैं बहुत डिस्टर्ब हूँ, जो भी मैंने सोचा, इट वाज एन इंस्टेंट थॉट इन वन सेंटेंस कि आप मेरे पास हैं, सम काइंड ऑफ रीचिंग आउट फॉर हेल्प, रीचिंग आउट टू गुरुजी टू बी देयर विद मी। नेक्स्ट, I don't even know what the thought was, because in the next second I fell asleep। जो नींद मुझे रात को 12 बजे से सुबह 6 बजे तक नहीं आई थी, गुरुजी के एक सेकंड मैंने गुरुजी को याद किया, बुलाया, 1 सेकंड बाद क्या हुआ मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे गहरी नींद आ गई। उस दिन रात को, या आई शुड से इट वाज वेरी अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग आफ्टर 6 AM, मुझे गुरुजी के पहले दर्शन हुए इन दैट नॉन फिजिकल वे, इन अ ड्रीम। तो मैंने उन दर्शन में देखा कि एक प्लेग्राउंड है, जैसे बाहर प्लेग्राउंड होता है विद स्विंग्स एंड स्लाइड्स एंड द प्ले स्ट्रक्चर जिसपे आप क्लाइंब कर सकते हैं, और उस प्लेग्राउंड में मैं हूँ, ग्रोन अप एज आई एम एट द एज आई वाज एट द टाइम, एंड गुरुजी हैं अपने फॉर्म में, पूरे चोले में, एंड वी आर प्लेइंग ऑन दैट प्लेग्राउंड द होल मॉर्निंग, द होल नाइट, और हम इतना हंस रहे हैं, खुश हैं। Guruji was just my friend. He was like a best friend. We were just playing in that playground and laughing and bonding, and best time of my life. Ki, so Guruji, when I reached for him, he came, and he came to me as a friend. And I was so happy. I woke up completely transformed. क्या लड़ाई थी मुझे आज तक याद नहीं है, क्या परेशानी थी, मैं इतनी खुश उठी, and I really felt that magic and power कि गुरुजी सच में आपके साथ हैं, याद करना होता है। और गुरुजी, it was just mind blowing to me कि गुरुजी ऐसे भी आ सकते हैं। So that started to change my relationship with गुरुजी। तो जब उसके बाद मैं गुरुजी से मिलने गई, I had this special experience that only I would have known and गुरुजी would have known कि I'm not just, I used to feel so insignificant कि गुरुजी को पता भी नहीं कि मैं हूँ कि नहीं, you know, and I was very young at the time, but Guruji, I just felt कि no, Guruji knows I'm there, and Guruji really came as my friend, he cares about me. तो उसके बाद वो बॉन्ड थोड़ा डीपन होने लगा, because I started to feel really कि Guruji is beyond संगत and he can come to you. तो उसके बाद I used to wish, गुरुजी आपकी एक एक विश होती है ना, ग्रांट करते हैं, especially if it is a spiritual wish or a wish from a time of need or difficulty, or if it's a prayer for somebody else's blessing or healing. तो I used to wish कि मैंने सुना था कि गुरुजी किसी किसी को कहते हैं कि आप ऐसा करो, या आप यहाँ जाओ, या आप ऐसा करो। I used to wish कि गुरुजी मुझे भी कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन दें, तो मुझे और भी लगेगा कि गुरुजी has noticed me and I will be doing something which Guruji has asked me to do. That means it's the right thing to do. कुछ भी था, I wanted Guruji to tell me to do something. तो मुझे एक दर्शन हुए, गुरुजी ने कहा शिव पुराण पढ़। So I was very happy again. I got my wish and I got this blessing. So then I tried. And एक भी word, मतलब 1000 words में से एक word समझ में आया होगा. But I proceeded. Must have taken years to finish. But I just felt कि गुरुजी ने मुझे एक प्रसाद दिया, and I'm so lucky to have that प्रसाद. तो उसके बाद time went on, and around that same time, Guruji used to constantly tell me and my parents two things. मेरी एक बड़ी बहन है, and we all used to go together to Guruji, and she was able to come more frequently. वो ज़्यादा पास रहती थी. तो Guruji would always look at us and say to both of us, "तू बड़ी है कि छोटी? तू बड़ी है कि छोटी?" He never understood why he would ask us this. Obviously, Guruji को सब कुछ पता है. ऊपर से my sister is not only, you know, she's a year and a half older than me, but she's 6 inches taller than me. So just, you know, she would look like the elder sister. So Guruji would always ask us, "तू बड़ी है कि छोटी? तू बड़ी है कि छोटी?" तो ऐसे, you know, we used to answer, but we were more कि bemused कि question क्यों आ रहा है? Anyway, so around that time, it was maybe 2005 or so, गुरुजी मेरी मम्मी को और मुझे कहने लगे to me कि इसका ब्याह कर. So at that time, I had a boyfriend from college, and but my sister was older and she was not seeing anyone. तो हमारी family में it was understood कि she would get married first, उसके बाद मेरा देखेंगे. तो गुरुजी kept saying तू ब्याह कर, तू ब्याह कर. Guruji told my mom, you know, इसका ब्याह करें. Guruji said, नहीं, but मेरी बड़ी बेटी है. Guruji introduced some matches for her, ऐसे कि इससे कर ले, but ऐसे उस time में नहीं हुआ. As it turned out, हमने उसको Guruji की बात time से नहीं मानी. So maybe for a year and a half or 2 years, he would have kept telling us. In 2007, situation finally ऐसी हुई, थोड़ा visa का भी था, कुछ ना कुछ था. I did end up getting married first. but it was much later than when Guruji had said, and it was still before my sister who got married 6 months later. So वो शादी, by the time it started, it was already ending. That relationship was already ending by the time that shadi happened. So later on, within 9 months, I was divorced. And within a month of that, Guruji ne chola chhod diya in 2007. So Guruji की word जो होता है, we have to listen to it immediately. हमारा जो सोल होता है ना, जैसे पहले हम कह रहे थे वचन के बारे में, उसके साथ एक कार्मिक स्टोरी अटैच्ड होती है कि इस पाथ पे चलना है, ऐसे कर्म काटने हैं. गुरुजी बहुत कल्याण कर सकते हैं, बट टू टेक अवे दैट 90%, गुरुजी विल टेल यू टू डू सम थिंग्स टू रिसीव दोज ब्लेसिंग्स एंड टू कट दैट कर्म फास्टर. और बट उन ब्लेसिंग्स का एक विंडो होता है. तो जब गुरुजी कुछ करने के लिए कहते हैं, वी हैव टू डू इट सुपर इमीडिएटली, मतलब कल नहीं, आज, अभी, इसी वक्त. It has to become the top priority before we do anything else which we consider important. If Guruji says something, it is the most important. आप सोचिए कि गुरुजी का एक simple word कहने से और हमारे सुनने से you have taken a step closer to moksha. So we did not know all of this at the time, and our human mind interfered कि we have to do this, हमें ऐसे सोचना है, हम अपनी टाइमिंग पे करेंगे. But that's not how it is. गुरुजी ने हमें एक चांस दिया और मैंने वो चांस मिस कर दिया. So that marriage ended, and it caused a lot of things happened. It was a time of crisis, caused a lot of trauma and pain for all of us. And I myself at the time found myself in a situation where thoughts of suicide would come, where thoughts would come ki this life cannot go on as it is. It is a big mess. इस mess से बाहर मैं कैसे निकल पाऊंगी, कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है. So at that time, even though Guruji ने चूल्हा छोड़ दिया, which was even more heartbreaking, कि इस टाइम पे अगर गुरुजी से हम बात नहीं कर सकते तो क्या कर सकते हैं. But at that time, मुझे गुरुजी का एक कैलेंडर मिला था. तो वो कैलेंडर दीवार पे था, और every day I would just, हाथ जोड़ के, at least I would look at Guruji. I don't even know if I knew anything about prayer or meditation at that time. I still don't. But I could see Guruji, and I could see the anger and pain and sadness and hurt in his face. Jo bhi tha, whatever I was going through, Guruji could see it and feel it, and he himself was in pain as a result. So मैं उस वक्त सियाटल में रहती थी, and after a long journey, जब गुरुजी ने हमें उषा आंटी का सत्संग सुनवाया था, आंटी used to live in Singapore, and I was about to move to Seattle. And later on, we both ended up in Seattle. So Guruji had formed that connection a long time ago. So Usha aunty was also grieving. So जैसे उन्होंने गुरुजी का सत्संग शुरू किया, and she started to really cry and have a jot in front of Guruji. I was also in tears. तो उनकी family friends पूछने लगे कि आप क्यों मतलब upset हैं? Who have you lost? What does this mean to you? तो हमने जो those of us who were connected to Guruji at the time had never really explained to someone else who Guruji was, unless Guruji, somebody would see a picture of Guruji in the home or the car. तो ऐसे सबको नहीं बताया था, but at that time of Guruji's leaving, everyone started asking, why are you grieving? So when we started to explain, and with the Jot and Guruji's Swaroop, when Aunty started to explain, other people who were just new to this experience started feeling Guruji's presence. तो उनको गुरुजी की fragrance आने लगी. तो other experiences started happening. People started feeling the power of Guruji's blessings and healings. And they said, but मुझे ऐसे दर्शन हुए, मुझे ऐसी roses की fragrance आ रही है, मुझे ऐसे से हो रहा है. And those of us who were grieving the physical form, we started to realize कि गुरुजी presence दिखा रहे हैं. When you're in a crisis and in a problem, we cannot always connect to the faith because the emotions overshadow the openness. गुरुजी हमेशा कहते थे खाली हो गया, वो खाली घड़े को ही भर सकते हैं. अगर हम already full होते हैं, full of our own pain, full of our own thoughts, full of our own feelings, तो गुरुजी नहीं भर सकते. गुरुजी की presence हमें नहीं feel हो सकती. Only when we have to let it go and empty ourselves, then we can receive what Guruji is saying and sharing and trying to fill us up with. So through the, because हमेशा मैं सुनती हूँ, you know, people will say आप पुरानी संगत में आपने गुरुजी को देखा है, but ऐसा कुछ special या better नहीं है. It is just, you know, कितनी सारी so called नई संगत, they brought us forward into the new era of Guruji's presence, that so many people could connect with Guruji through the non-physical form, क्योंकि now Guruji was really infinite, not limited by the body and the laws of nature, and he could be anywhere and all powerful all the time. We still need to pray for him because he takes on so much of our karma and our pain on him, and I've seen that. So we still need to pray for Guruji now, daily, every day, as much as we can, not just pray to get things from Guruji. So us waqt, as you know, we started to really feel Guruji's presence is there in this format of satsang. They started to happen with multiple people over the world. तो धीरे धीरे ये messages आने लगे again to mostly newly connected people कि सत्संग ऐसे करना चाहिए, जोत जलाएं, स्वरूप हो, भोग हो, या शब्द्स and लंगर प्रसाद and satsang sharing are the main essence of satsang. जो गुरुजी ने बहुत बहुत संगत को उस वक्त सेम टाइम पे अलग अलग जगहों पे सिखाया और समझाया, and then people started doing it. So we do not do satsang. Guruji does satsang. Guruji gives the message, Guruji sends the sevadars, Guruji gives the physical space, Guruji tells you what flowers, Guruji tells you what langar is to be made. Guruji does everything. We only have to be open enough and connecting enough, trying to connect and remembering Guruji enough that we can listen to what his instruction is, so that haath pair bhi wo chala rahe hain, but we can surrender the body to him, to his will. That Guruji, may I be an instrument of your grace and your will, ki aap jo karaye mujhse, that is what is happening. So our logical mind gets in the way, but our faithful mind, which is the empty ghada, that can receive Guruji's wish. तो ऐसे सत्संग होने लगा, we got connected, received lot of मतलब powerful connections and blessings. So at that time, मेरे लिए, you know, I'll share in a little short, but slowly I started seeing rose petals, I started seeing hearts, I started seeing them एक देखा. It was very surprising. घर में एक yellow thread, एक red rose petal where there were no roses, fresh roses for weeks. तो ये कहाँ से आया? You cannot even, हमारे लिए एक miracle कि एक red rose petal आपके घर में है, that is such a big miracle, the mind cannot process it कि ये कहाँ से आया. So we think it can't be Guruji because we cannot absorb that sort of level of magic. But Guruji can do so much more that we cannot conceive of, so we should not let our mind get in the way. Anyways, ऐसा बहुत बारी होने लगा, and then when I would leave from satsang, I used to think कि Guruji आप मेरे साथ चलिए. You know, I don't want to leave satsang, I don't want to leave your presence. And then the fragrance would start. But it only happened when I asked Guruji to come with me that the fragrance would happen. तो मैंने जो भी scarf या shawl पहना होता था, that would be infused with Guruji's fragrance. And घर जाते जाते in the car, you know, it would stay longer and longer. I would reach home. On the steps of the building, there would be red roses. So this kind of a magical thing, like people expect this from other humans, you know, it can feel romantic or it can feel like I'm loved. But Guruji is the most unconditionally loving and the most unconditional partner, who's also a best friend who's always with you. No human being can do that for another human being. Only God can do that for a human being. So I started to experience Guruji's presence in a very specific way everywhere. But especially when I opened my mind or connected or tried to say, Guruji, you know, be with me, I need you. So in one of those tough times, Guruji was a mother, father, friend, brother, sister, just everything. तो ऐसे धीरे धीरे करके so my time in Seattle was coming to an end. I just started to have the feeling कि यहाँ पे like that chapter of life is ending and it's time to, something has to change, but I didn't know what or when. I went to a conference out of town in Washington, DC, and someone made a comment about New York. And I suddenly thought, you know, they were going back to New York and I said, oh, I wish I was coming to New York. मैंने यहाँ मास्टर्स के लिए अप्लाई किया था and I had gotten in, but I didn't end up coming. तो हमेशा न्यूयॉर्क का एक विश था. तो I said, I wish I was going to New York. And they said, why can't you? And I really thought, why not? It was like whole, lightning flashed, like a star burst inside of me, and I just thought, this is it. I have to move to New York. I knew that there was kahin pe, I thought, there was community from, I had grown up with, there were friends, there were colleagues, there's a lot of community, and I just thought I won't feel so lonely as I'm now feeling in Seattle. So it just became like, yes, this is the next path. So I went back to Seattle in April of 2011, and I started telling everybody, I'm shifting to New York. I'm moving to New York. And they said, Acha, have you found a job there or something? I said, nay. Not only did I not have a job, I didn't even apply for a job, but that conviction was so strong. I am going to New York. This is the next step in my path. So on July 7th of that year, Guruji's birthday, I got a phone call from somebody, and he said, can I talk to you about something? I always take a religious spiritual holiday on Guruji's birthday to be fully immersed in the joy and blessings of his birth, his presence on earth, which allowed us all to connect with him in this lifetime. It's a complete day of celebration, a huge, huge special occasion. So I didn't call the person back, and I said, hey, today is a spiritual holiday for me. I'll call you back tomorrow. ठीक है, तो मैं गई सत्संग में. It was very beautiful. अगले दिन मैंने उनको फोन किया. He said, हमारी organization का headquarters न्यूयॉर्क में है. We are creating a new job. We think you are the ideal candidate for the job. We would like you to take that job. आप देखिए that on Guruji's birthday, I am getting a call through no effort of my own. No effort. And Guruji's, and that person is saying to me, it's a new position जो आज तक exist नहीं हुई है. And you are the perfect candidate for it. You are our ideal candidate. There's no other candidate. मैंने interview भी नहीं किया है. वो सीधा मुझे एक नया job create करके बुला रहे हैं. I was so shocked. I was just down on my knees, like thanking Guruji. So the process took a few months. शुरू में क्या हुआ? They said the job is part-time and you can do it from Seattle. I said मैं पार्ट टाइम नहीं कर पाऊंगी. I can't have 2 part-time jobs. मेरी हेल्थ को नहीं सूट करेगा. I was really struggling with a lot of health issues by then. And I said I needed to be full-time and I needed to be based in New York because this is what my wish is. So, and that will be sustainable for me. So they said अभी तो ऐसा नहीं हो पाएगा. We don't have the budget. But I thought Guruji ने ये रास्ता दिखाया अपने बर्थडे पे. यही रास्ता है. Guruji has confirmed my path कि जाना यही है. So how and when and where it happens, I was a little disappointed कि नहीं हो पाएगा अभी, कोई बात नहीं. But few months later, out of the blue, I applied to no other jobs. Out of the blue in September, I got a text from the same person saying, we took it back to the board. It is approved. We are going to sponsor your visa, your H1 visa, जो उन्होंने कभी sponsor नहीं किया था. They had never hired an immigrant. And do you still want this job? You are still an ideal candidate. This is how Guruji can do anything and give you anything. And I will say, we should not be greedy. We should not want everything. Guruji gives you what you need. I did not have certain other kinds of supports. I had no family in the US. I did not have a partner. I did not have, so what Guruji has always given me is immigration and financial security to be stable, कि मैं अपने पैरों पे खड़ी हो सकूं, and I have enough stability that I can keep trying to solve the problems or meet the problems of life. So Guruji had made me really secure that way. And is time, after 9/11, after so many things, so many people I know lost their jobs, lost their visas. And I repeatedly went to places where I got the job and I was the first person in that organization's history that got a visa. This happened not once, but many times. एक और job था उससे पहले मैंने एक जगह इंटरव्यू किया, really wanted that job, didn't get it, very disappointed. And 6 months later, I got a job. And one short piece I'll share, a few months before that, I had gone to Satsang, and the person whose house I was going to stop by after, वो एक vegetarian है, and she's a very loving and giving person. And she was going through something, and I thought, let me bring her some langar. She'll really appreciate it. And she's a very good soul. So kuch hoga unke liye. So I brought her back a plate of langar and I said, this is blessed. This langar for you. She said, okay, thank you. She was very happy. And basically a few months later, her organization contacted me and they said, we are creating a position. We want to interview for you for this job. मैंने वो job description देखा था and I thought I'm not qualified for it, so I didn't apply for it. And I was so shocked to get an interview call when I didn't apply for the job. I said, but why are you calling me when I didn't even apply? He just said, we want to talk to you, we want to hire you. I went through the interview process, I got the job, they sponsored my visa. And within 1 month of being hired, we had an all expenses paid trip to Mexico, where I was in 10 days in a 3-story villa with a swimming pool and whatnot. It was just like luxury beyond my dreams. And I went there for work. It was a paid trip. I was paid for my time there. The flight was paid, the lodging was paid, and it was complete luxury. I just thought, so it made me realize the disappointment of not getting the job 6 months ago was nothing compared to what Guruji gave me when he ultimately gave it to me. So then I had this Mexico villa job. Okay, fine. I came back, and then a couple of years later, I got this New York job. Again, zero effort on my part. So I say that not to say कि हमें effort नहीं करना चाहिए. I say that to say कि देने वाले गुरुजी, I am not deserving. I did not earn that. I did not. मेरे में ऐसा कुछ खास नहीं कि मुझे ये jobs मिले. गुरुजी आपका कुछ और somewhere you will have suffering and somewhere you will have grace. You have to see Guruji's grace. इसलिए शुक्राना करना इतना जरूरी है. So with this New York job, I was so happy the day I got that text in September saying, now we have the visa, we have the full time, and it's based in New York. I was speechlessly happy and grateful to Guruji. So I went to Satsang that evening in Seattle. I had taken a bouquet of yellow roses. It felt right, like golden and yellow and flowers and sunshine. And Shukrana also like, I don't know, there was something about it. Like yellow is, I always thought yellow roses are the sign of friendship, and Guruji is just my best friend. So ये flowers मैंने गुरुजी के चरणों में चढ़ाए, but all there was present for me is no words, only a smile, biggest smile on my face, biggest smile in my heart, biggest smile in my whole body that was radiating with joy and happiness. I had no words for Guruji. तो wordlessly ये flowers मैंने गुरुजी के चरणों में चढ़ाए, सत्संग पूरा हो गया और मैं घर चली गई. उस दिन रात को मुझे गुरुजी के दर्शन मिले. गुरुजी एक सोफे पे बैठे थे, like a single seater sofa, और उनके पैर लंबे spread out थे on an ottoman. तो गुरुजी, often I've seen him in that pose in the dream darshans कि पैर मतलब सामने stretch करके वो बैठे हैं. तो गुरुजी said to me, शुक्राना भी नहीं कह सकती थी, like kind of laughing and teasing, not scolding, but this is what he said. I said, oh Guruji, मैं ज़मीन पे बैठ गई. I just grabbed his feet. I said, शुक्राना, शुक्राना. And अब देखिए, Guruji came to give me a whole darshan to tell me it is important to say शुक्राना. It was there in my feelings and in my actions and with the flowers, but I never said thank you. I did not acknowledge कि मुझे जो भी मिल रहा है गुरुजी आपने दिया है, and I am grateful for it. I never said शुक्राना. So Guruji directly had to tell me शुक्राना भी नहीं कह सकती थी, despite knowing everything. So this must be a very important message, and I've heard another Sangat share a very similar experience. 20 years later, I heard that कि Guruji told her the same thing, कि शुक्राना कहना बहुत जरूरी होता है. So that is the importance. तो ऐसे करके few months later, I moved in December 2011 to New York. तो उस वक्त मैं मैनहट्टन में रहती थी, and to my surprise, मैनहट्टन में कोई सत्संग नहीं था. I thought that's very surprising. यहाँ पे तो बहुत लोग होंगे, बहुत गुरुजी की संगत भी होगी. But the closest one was either in New Jersey or Queens. तो 1-1.5-2 घंटे लगते थे पहुँचने में. It was very beautiful. I'm so glad there was sangat there. But what I was used to on every Thursday, I would get in my car, drive for 20 minutes. There was sangat. No seva, only receiving, sitting there, receiving the blessings of Shabads, receiving the Langar Prashad, leaving, no cleaning, no seva at all. I realized how much I had received that I had never thanked Guruji for. And Seattle was actually one of the first places worldwide jahan aisa satsang shuru hua in, early 2007. I was very, very blessed and lucky that I was in a place where I could just go to a satsang. And now it is, worldwide and lots of places. But shuru mein 2-3 jagahon pe tha. It was not everywhere. Everyone did not was not able to reach with such ease. And my sister was in London, and she used to say, I wish we had a satsang so close by. So I just never realized how blessed I was and how much I was receiving. So, Jersey जाने के लिए I would get in 2 trains, a cab, and then a walk. Like 2 घंटे लगते थे one way, and then 4 hours there, back 2 ways. So I could go once a month on a Saturday. और उसमें इतनी energy लगती थी. My health was keeping poorly at the time. So yeah, so I could not, I would spend the whole Sunday recovering from that tiredness to then be able to work Monday through Friday. So the following Thursday, I was just laying there. A friend was visiting from Seattle, and I was just saying, it's so sad. I used to go to satsang every Thursday. Now I just feel emptiness. My week is not recharged. My soul is not recharged without going to satsang once a week on a Thursday. So ऐसे गुरुजी के बारे में बात करने में, समझाने में, I had few shabads. So Satguru Pyara Mere Naal Hai was one of them on the computer, and I started playing it, and my friend also found it so blissful. We just felt, if not 100%, 50%, 70% recharged just by doing nothing and listening to shabads. तो ये भी बहुत नया था. इतना मीडिया अब अवेलेबल, इतने वाइडली, इतने सत्संग्स अवेलेबल हैं वाइडली. But at that time, to even have a shabad was a great blessing. Never realized. It was so soothing. I thought, oh, I have a swaroop of Guruji. Ye wala, jo swaroop hai Guruji ka black and white chole mein, this faint picture. Again, I had received it. Did not realize what a big gift I had. Ye Guruji ki ek bahut hi perfect picture hai, because ab jahan se bhi dekhen, Guruji is like looking at you. And Guruji is smiling and just blessing. गुरुजी के हाथ भी विजिबल हैं, गुरुजी के चरण भी, आप उनके चरण स्पर्श कर सकते हैं. It's a huge blessing, this picture. So I thought I have Guruji's, and I had seen satsang for so many years. I thought मैं कुछ तो कर ही सकती हूँ. मुझे कोई ज़्यादा खाना बनाना नहीं आता था, not much. So on the next Thursday, I put Guruji's, I was staying with 2 friends, but वो उस वक्त घर पे नहीं थे. So I had Guruji's swaroop. I brought some fruit as a prasad. I brought some roses, and I made pasta and chai prasad. That's, I never used to drink chai except in langar, and personally, I never drank it. मैं उस वक्त चाय कॉफी नहीं पीती थी, but my mom loves to drink chai. So when she had visited, by making it for her, she had taught me how to make chai just in the prior couple of years. वरना मुझे चाय बनानी भी नहीं आती थी. So I thought, okay, chai prasad is part of langar, and I made pasta. So that day, one of the friends I was staying with, she came back from her work trip, Monday to Thursday. She came back on Thursday night, and I thought, at least I know she loved chai. So I thought, at least I can give her this chai prasad, she'll have it. I don't know if she'll have the rest of prasad or not. So satsang ho gaya. It was very divinely blissful. Just me and Guruji, apples, roses, chai prasad, and pasta. So then when the friend came, I offered her the chai and I offered her the pasta. Initially, she refused, I think, but then she had it. Guruji gave me an encouragement that this Sangat has received the prasad, so there is something here. The following week, my other friend came back who was already connected to Satsang, and she came back with her mom. So Aunty made kada prasad, jo hame nahi aata tha. So it started becoming more like a real Satsang. I made still sandwiches. So ऐसे कुछ ना कुछ करके, then there were 3 of us sitting for satsang. And for a year, probably it was 3 of us. When I moved into my own apartment and had a roommate, she had grown up, she was sick, she is sick, and she had grown up in the Gurdwara tradition doing bada matlab langar seva in the Gurdwara kitchen. She knew how to make everything. So whether she attended satsang or not, she had a connection to Gurbani. She had a connection to all of it. She understood, and she would help with langar prasad and set up. So for a year, there were 3 to 5 of us, and Sandy uncle was in New York, who used to come to satsang in India as well. For a year, 3 to 5 of us would sit with Guruji in Manhattan in a very tiny living room. So एक बारी हम जर्सी गए थे, तो we had also heard कि लंगर को मना नहीं करना चाहिए. So in Jersey, they had a tradition कि वो आपको बार-बार ऑफर करते थे. ऐसा नहीं था कि seconds या thirds, whatever it was. 4 of us were sharing a thali. तो वो बार बार लंगर ऑफर करे जाएं, and me and this sangat from Manhattan, we would just look at each other. We said we can't say no. We kept saying yes. और रोटी प्रसाद चाहिए, हाँ जी. और दाल प्रसाद, हाँ जी. और कढ़ी प्रसाद. और हमारे साथ जो दो आंटीज के साथ हम शेयर कर रहे थे, वो हमें देख रहे थे कि you are accepting, but we will all have to eat it and we are done. तो नजरों से ऐसे कह रहे थे, but we didn't communicate कि ये rule है. We are just following the discipline of receiving prasad. अगर हम प्रसाद को मना करें, हम लाइफ की ब्लेसिंग्स को मना कर रहे हैं, and I would not take that risk. So finally one of the aunties said, अच्छा अच्छा. They said, आप कहाँ से हो? We said, हम मैनहट्टन से आए हैं, जर्सी. They said, अच्छा अच्छा, ये यंग लड़की है ना, इनको खाना बनाना नहीं आता होगा, खाना नहीं मिलता होगा. So we just started laughing कि they thought this about us. We said, नहीं नहीं आंटी, हमने सुना है कि लंगर का रूल है, मना नहीं करना चाहिए. हमारा ऐसे मतलब मैनहट्टन में सत्संग होता है. तो आप देखिए, through this funny comical judgment and exposing the kind of true feelings, then it became known that there is a satsang in Manhattan. Again, we were not on the website or anything at the time. And ऐसे फिर बहुत लोग, next thing, I don't know what happened. I left town for 3 weeks. I went to see my sister. I went for work. And I went to see my sister in London at the time. And when I came back, when we had gone, there were 3 to 5 sangat. When I came back, there were 30 sangat in a larger living room. Guruji did it. Guruji does everything. We are not doing satsang. Guruji is doing satsang. He's just somehow very easily moving our arms and legs. Things are happening. So, ऐसे मतलब lot of things happened. I'll share one time I went to Hawaii, and one day I woke up overnight and Hawaii के मतलब 8 islands हैं. I had already been to 2 of them. So I wanted to go back to 2 of the other 6, some new place. I really felt like again I needed a soul recharge. तो 2018 की बात है. तो एक दिन मैं उठी, and the message from the mind, from the dream, Guruji will often connect मेरा overthinking mind. While I'm awake, it is an overthinking mind. I really work on it. I struggle with it. So when I'm asleep, when the computer is shut down, then Guruji comes and is able to explain whatever. That's where I've often gotten the messages. So I woke up with the message, go to Kawai. मैंने कवाई का नाम भी नहीं सुना था, स्पेलिंग भी नहीं आती थी. So I looked it up the next day and I said, okay. Again, like that strong feeling, like go to New York, it was like go to Kawai. So I went to Kawai. Vaguely in my research, I had found that वहाँ पे शायद एक मंदिर है. तो मैंने एड्रेस नहीं देखा था, कोई रिसर्च नहीं किया था. I reached Kawai one day. On my first day there, I went in the afternoon. I was tired from a long travel. I dropped my bags off in the hotel and I took the rental car and I immediately went to find food. I'm vegetarian, so sometimes the easiest first food is like pizza or pasta or something like that. So मैंने ढूंढी एक जगह जहाँ पे they had a lot of food shops and it's kind of a tourist area, बहुत restaurants थे, and I went straight there and I ate something and उसके बाद I was getting ready to leave, but पूरी body में एक strong feeling, don't leave yet. आपने यहाँ पे रुकना है to find something. This feeling was so strong, मेरे पैर रुक गए. So I started walking in one direction and it was like a blockage in the body. So I understood it's the wrong direction. I started walking in the other direction, it was like flowing in the body. की जगह खुल गई कि ये right direction है. तो मैंने एक मैप पे देखा, there were shops which are numbered from 1 to 30. So I was near 29, 30, so I started walking towards the 1. तो मैं चलती गई. That feeling started opening up more and more. You're in the right direction. Keep going. So kept going. I slowed down. By the time I reached shop number 2, I thought, I don't know what it is. It's not here yet. I haven't found it. But at shop number 2, I went inside. I looked around. I said, okay, it's not here. I went to shop number 1, and it was a soaps and candles ki dukaan. So ऐसी छोटी-छोटी चीजें, kind of pretty but useless, but pretty, but also connected to Guruji candles. So मैं देखने लगी, मैंने कहा यही जगह, ओके. बहुत ध्यान से एक-एक चीज एक-एक शेल्फ में देखने लगी. एक शेल्फ पे छुपे हुए एक छोटी सी गणेश जी की मूर्ति और उस पे एक बड़ा सा लाल टीका. इतनी छोटी मूर्ति होगी और उस पे एक लाल टीका. I was so stunned. मैं बस रुक गई and I माथा टेका. I thought this is why I'm here. Then I asked permission from the shopkeeper कि can I take a picture. I didn't want to be disrespectful कि ऐसे ही आप किसी की दुकान में, sometimes people don't like it. She said yes. मैंने photo ली, and because she saw my interest in Ganeshri, she started talking to me about Ganeshri. And she told me how she had renamed herself Adi after Ganeshri. And she said Kawai is the island which is the mother of mothers, the healer of healers, all this stuff. We're just understanding ki ye Guruji. It was a Thursday. I had not realized it till then, but he satsang chal raha tha. Because of the time difference, I would have been in satsang at the time. This lady, who is a white American lady, is fully doing satsang with me, ignoring all the customers in the shop, ignoring any sales, only talking to me about Ganeshji and then the mandir. Then she says, "Aapko pata hai yahan pe ek Shiv mandir?" I said, "What?" I kind of knew there was a mandir. I didn't know it was a Shiv mandir. She said, "Haan, yahan pe ek Shiv mandir hai. So you should go and give me the address and everything." So just a very divine experience. That's what I can share. Guruji is there with us, with you, in every form at all times. Guruji's blessings and Guruji's ways can show up through other people who you might not think he is sangat hai, but Guruji is everywhere. Divine presence is everywhere in every soul, and Guruji can come talk to you through anyone at any time. So then I reached that mandir. I didn't realize सुबह को short में सुना रही हूँ, but the point is, by that time I had read somewhere कि मंदिर की घंटी जाते वक्त बजानी चाहिए, कि जब हम एंटर करते हैं हमें पूरी परिक्रमा करनी चाहिए और परिक्रमा कंप्लीट करनी चाहिए और फिर घंटी बजा के जाना चाहिए. There was something, it's dispersing something and you're leaving all the things. वो घंटी से all the bad energy goes away. So little tidbits I would hear यहाँ वहाँ, and then I would try to follow that. तो मैं अंदर गई, शुरू में गणेश जी की मूर्ति परिक्रमा की, अंदर पूरे मंदिर में गए. My friend came with me. हम ब्यूटीफुल मंदिर, उसमें पूरा रुद्राक्ष फॉरेस्ट था, बहुत बड़ा एक like banyan tree था. You had so much place to sit and meditate underneath it. And then मंदिर छोड़ के जब मैं जाने लगी, I almost left, and then I realized, oh, मैंने घंटी नहीं बजाई. So I said, hold on a second, I have to complete this. It was like, there is a reminder coming from. I would not remember all these things. Only Guruji gives the thought. So I thought, oh, it's not complete. So when I went back inside, I thought again, मैं ऐसे घंटी नहीं बजा सकती. I had to redo a parikrama of that शुरू वाली गणेश जी की मूर्ति. And now the mandir caretaker was closing up. वो मंदिर 9 to 12 खुला होता है, 11:45 या 12 हो रहे थे. So she was doing her final parikrama and picking up all the flowers, phal, सब कुछ वहाँ से जो चढ़ाए हुए थे. And instead of going very fast as I was trying to go, I had to go very slow behind her because that was the respectful way. तो मैं धीरे धीरे उनके पीछे चलूं. उन्होंने अपनी परिक्रमा की, मेरी complete हुई. She turned around, she saw me, and she gave me the whole Nagel Prashad. So infinite Shukrana, Guruji's blessings anywhere and everywhere. Take one step towards Guruji, Guruji takes 100,000 steps towards you. Guruji is just always giving and always there. So, okay, that was that darshan. So, essay, long story short, then I carried on. Now it is 10 years in New York. There are hundreds of satsangs everywhere. There are satsangs in Manhattan, so many sangat, so many people doing seva. I just feel that shuru mein mujhe itna difficult lagta tha when I didn't know how to make anything, ki langar bhi banana, darbar set karna, itna time lagta tha after working all day, kitni energy lagti thi. And I thought, I can't do it. And sometimes I would call other sangat and aunties and mom crying, I can't do it. And then Guruji would send the sangat. Ek bari, the sangat, when early on it was with great difficulty, could not do it. My thoughts, right? I can't do it because I thought I was doing it. So they really convinced me ki, Didi, just keep it simple. Hum sirf chai prasad rakhenge. The point is meditation. And I thought, nahi, langar to hona chahiye. So, second, the video is gone. तो आई थॉट लंगर तो होना चाहिए, बट they convinced कि नहीं हो पा रहा है, let's be practical. Guruji is very practical. I said okay. So for the first time we decided not to cook a langar. I was feeling mixed feelings about it. Excuse me. But so ठीक है, जैसे गुरुजी की मर्जी, एक बार ट्राई करते हैं, should be open, should be practical. And that week I got a call from Ganga aunty in Queens. She said मैं इंडिया से संगत आई हुई है, मैं 11 संगत को लेकर आ रही हूँ और मैं पूरा लंगर बनाकर लेकर आ रही हूँ. That was such a, I mean, there was like kulfi and faluda. Auntie had made ice cream from scratch and everything. So आप देखिए, when we tried to cancel the langar, Guruji was like, no, no, no. First of all, langar must happen. बहुत बड़ी blessing होती है लंगर में. And second of all, you are not making the langar. Guruji is sending the langar through whoever is able to listen to him and follow his agya, his divine messages, and able to connect and do that seva. Guruji इतना इतना भर भर की लंगर भेजा. It was a lifelong message for me कि लंगर तो not possible, कि सत्संग के बिना लंगर ना हो, and that it is a huge blessing and that we don't do it. So ऐसे there are just infinite experiences, and I'll share a short one, a couple of short ones that are recent. A few weeks ago मैं अपने friends के घर पे थी, and I was leaving in the evening to go home. तो रात हो गई थी, अंधेरा था, and I had called a cab. तो हम बाहर सीढ़ियों पे खड़े थे, just waiting for the cab, and we started looking up. तो stars were very beautiful, constellations दिख रही थी. तो we were trying to look up. तो ऐसे ऊपर देख देख के, तो बीच में एक पेड़ था, तो बैकवर्ड जैसे मैं सीढ़ियों के ऊपर चढ़ी, just trying to look at these stars, and my friend was on top of the stairs. तो नहीं दिख रहे थे, बीच में पेड़ आ गया था, तो मैं नीचे गई, मैं sideways गई. So the eyes and the head are fixed on the stars, and I'm moving my body front, back, left, right. What I didn't realize is कि मेरे पीछे 4 सीढ़ियां हैं, and ऐसे पीछे पीछे करके while looking up मैं backwards गिर गई. मैं ऐसे गिरी on cement steps backwards. Okay, feet are up, head is down. I went sliding down until I hit the garage door on cement. And you would think that could have killed somebody, could have broken the head, could have broken bones in the body. Nobody can understand this until you've had this experience. When I was falling, my heart was racing, I was understanding, the mind was understanding what is happening, what a dangerous thing is happening. But my body felt like it was in a cloud. इतनी सॉफ्ट फीलिंग आ रही थी मेरे अराउंड. मुझे एक भी सीढ़ी की फीलिंग नहीं हुई, मुझे एक ब्रूज भी नहीं आया, मुझे एक सर में दर्द भी हुआ. It was like literally a cloud escorted me down. I ended up in a crumpled heap on the bottom of the stairs. The head is against the garage door, the legs are up the stairs. And my friends saw it happening and they were shocked and so worried. Even the mind is thinking, oh my God, what has happened? I just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And मैं उठी, धीरे धीरे बॉडी को फील किया, not a single ache or pain. And I just have no words. I mean, that is the kind of thing जो नहीं होता है, जो क्राइसिस नहीं होता है, हम उसको जल्दी भूल जाते हैं. शुक्राना endlessly. Anything could have happened that day. Anything could have happened. Million times Guruji has saved me from car accidents, from this, from that, from so many things. But the way that I felt that day, and this is not even 2-3 months ago, the way Guruji saved me, it was only Guruji, only a very divine superpower who is protecting you all the time when you don't even ask or think about it, could have saved a life, and literally not a scratch, not a broken bone. कुछ भी नहीं हुआ मुझे. तो गुरुजी का इतना महा 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 endless शुक्राना है. I cannot explain it in words. I just cannot. And I'll share a small funny thing. मैं बहुत टाइम से कह रही थी कि मुझे इटली जाना है. 2-3 साल पहले से पैंडेमिक से I would really like to go to Italy. मुझे जाना है. पैंडेमिक हो गया, कहीं नहीं गए, कोई बात नहीं. And very randomly, I was able to travel and meet my family in December. January में जब मैं वापस आ रही थी, मेरी flight थी from Dubai to New York, direct flight. I had bought the ticket. मैंने 50 बारी उस itinerary को देखा होगा. I reached Dubai airport and वहाँ पे लिखा था this flight is going to Milan. I was so confused. I said, what happened to my flight? I'm going to New York, but my gate and flight number is saying it's going to Milan. Out of nowhere, this has never happened in my like so many years of flying. ऐसा कभी हो सकता है कि there is a stopover when it says it's a direct flight. There was a stopover in Italy. मेरे इटली के मतलब पैर जमीन पे पड़ गए. That's what I can say. I reached Milan. We had a proper stopover. That same plane, we all had to deplane. And then it's not कि stop था, same plane था, the same plane was going to New York. But ऐसा नहीं कि मैं plane से नहीं निकली. मैं plane से भी निकली. We were there for 3 hours. And I just kept thinking, I'm in Italy. Guruji, मेरी देखिए छोटी से छोटी ख्वाहिश. I never asked Guruji, please send me to Italy, I want to go. It was just a wish. But Guruji ने मेरे पैर इटली में खड़े कर दिए in the beginning of this year. And then just I went on my way and I was just amazed at Guruji's miracle. So all that to say, Guruji कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. His powers are infinite. His blessings are infinite. We have nothing to do but shukrana, shukrana, shukrana on a daily basis. Because एक शब्द में भी कहा हुआ है, गुरु 1000 लाख चीजें देते हैं, हम वो नहीं नोटिस करते, हम उसके लिए नहीं थैंक यू बोलते, हम वो चीज पे फिक्सेट होते हैं जो हमें नहीं मिली है और जो हमें चाहिए. ऐसे करके मन विकारी हो जाता है, अहंकारी हो जाता है. If our whole faith depends on did I get what I want, that is not faith. So Guruji's will is what he wants to give us. And Guruji used to say, मुझसे कोई असली चीज तो मांगता नहीं है. What is असली चीज? रब का नाम. Not even moksha. अगर हम गुरुजी से गुरुजी को मांगे, we are infinitely connected for life. Then even when we forget, Guruji will not forget. Guruji has said, मैं कभी छोड़ के नहीं जाता, तुम ही लोग जाते हो. He is eternally there. May we only have the remembrance, Simran. So thank you so much, Guruji, for all of your infinite blessings, for all of your protection जो आपने नहीं दिया, for all of your prevention, for all of the things, and for forgiving our mistakes, so teaching us to not be judgmental and also forgive. We have done nothing but receive from Guruji. We should be eternally grateful and have faith and perseverance and strength during the tough times कि एक बार ही गुरुजी ने बुला लिया है तो कल्याण तो होना ही है, जितना भी टाइम लगे. It takes the time it takes. Surrender is our part, to try to just surrender to that journey and divine timing. बहुत बहुत शुक्राना to Sangat ji for listening to Guruji's blessings, Guruji's grace, and बहुत बहुत शुक्राना to Guruji for giving me this opportunity to share. Thank you so much, Uncle, for calling me today. It's a very blessed timing for me also. It's the beginning of my birthday week. It's a Monday. It's the 7th. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Jai Guruji.
जय गुरु जी. नितिका आंटी, बहुत ब्लिसफुल और डिवाइन संगत शेयरिंग आपने की है आज इन ए ब्लिसफुल वे. थैंक्स अ लॉट. और टू यू तमन्ना आंटी.
Jai Guruji. Thank you, Nikita, Raj, Aunty ji, for such a divine and beautiful satsang. It is a really great opportunity to having you today for this divine satsang. I got a lot of answers as I have 2 daughters. One is 19 and 14. They are also getting to connected with Guruji. Day by day, I would like to ask you one question. They are connected. Are you listening to me, Aunty?
Yes, Aunty. बोलिए.
Yes, they are just, one is 19, 14, as you are living in abroad and you are connected with Guruji. They are also here in Spain, Barcelona, and they are also connected with Guruji. Same age as you were telling me, they are also connecting day by day. They are doing Guruji Seva, they are understanding meaning of langar, everything. I got a lot of answers, but I would like to ask you one thing. How to teach them surrender, or I should leave this on Guruji? I would just like to ask you because they are new generation. they have a lot of faith as I have. They help me out every month. I have satsang and place in Barcelona. They're so much connected, but I just want how to make them learn surrender.
आंटी, ये तो आपने बहुत ही गहरा क्वेश्चन पूछा है. This is the ultimate question for Guruji. I can't say that I have an answer, but Guruji makes
you have given me a lot of answers today. I think Guruji has sent me today to ask this question for you. You are going to give me some answer, because
Aunty,
you told me value of langar is very important, and shabd, they are listening shabd, they are being connected with Guruji with shabds and sangar and chai prasad, everything they are doing. But how to make them learn surrender? Can you tell me, or should I leave them in Guruji? What should I do?
Aunty, both of those. Your surrender is to leave them on their journey, because you can never control someone else's path. You can keep sharing and teaching, which I'm sure you will do as a mother and as a Guruji's bhakt. You know, my parents, I always say, are my first gurus on earth, because they taught us everything. They taught us God. They taught us that God exists, the meaning of God and all of that. So parents, I know, do everything and above and beyond to bring their kids on the spiritual path. And the rest is surrender. What ultimately happens is up to Guruji. So I think for me, one thing I have learned is that Guruji के पास आके Guruji का एक discipline होता है. तो एक discipline होता है जो सत्संग में होता है. I've heard this recently in response particularly to surrender. How do you surrender? Is by following Guruji's discipline. So there's the aspect of discipline which happens inside of satsang. तो आपने जब आप जूते उतार के मंदिर में आते हैं, आपने अपना दिमाग जूतों के साथ बाहर छोड़ के आना होता है. गुरुजी, these are Guruji's words, कि आपने अपने ifs and buts, logical mind, but Guruji, if I do this, that will happen. No. What will happen is Guruji's will. You just come here and connect. So, and the thinking mind has to stop. This is the great struggle for me, कि जब हम सत्संग में आए, the thinking mind has to stop. The mind has to be connected on the Shabad. So, जब हमने mind शब्द से connect किया है, तब we are listening to Guruji's Bani. Whatever shabads have to be played that day, Guruji has explained to the Sevadar what is the playlist, right? That happens. Seva karna bhi connection के साथ होता है. सेवा करते वक्त की सिमरन करना चाहिए. We should focus our minds on Guruji. Then seva happens in the right way. We should not chit chat. We should not socialize. You either say nothing at all, or you chant mantra jap, or you listen to shabads. I listen usually to shabads while doing the seva and think seva is a labor of love for service. कि आप गुरुजी की खुशी के लिए, गुरुजी आ रहे हैं, आप गुरुजी को बुला रहे हैं, तो आप जो भी कर रहे हैं सत्संग में, सेवा का भाव, प्यार और सरेंडर वहीं से होता है. That means you're controlling your mind or letting go of your mind and just focusing your mind on Guruji and your love for Guruji. You know, love is the main thing. Guruji is love, and we become closer to Guruji when we love Guruji and when we love everyone. So that is the spirit of seva. फिर सत्संग में आके connecting to the Bani, receiving all the prasad, meetha prasad, kadwa prasad, tikha prasad. And then, you know, listening to the satsangs, again, we are not on our phone. That is so important. Guruji कहते थे, when we open the phone, you know, all the blessings just drain through the phone. And even if you're in a crisis and you think कि ये message आएगा doctor से या lawyer से या ऐसा, it doesn't matter. When you are in satsang, Guruji is teaching you, where do you place your real faith? You place it in Guruji. That means you just assume that the best is happening for you and you stay present in satsang. Do not focus on your phone. जो होना है सत्संग के बाहर हो जाएगा, वो गुरुजी कर लेंगे. So completely ignore any external voices, and especially like the phone must be off and away. Do not look at it at all. And then finally, when the whole thing is done, we take agya when Guruji gives agya. Here again, हमारे दिमाग से नहीं होता है. Guruji gives you that signal of like it's time to go now. And if it's not time to go, then you stay and listen. It might be hours beyond what you thought, or it might be sooner than you thought. Not your thoughts, Guruji's will. तो आप आज्ञा लेके properly माथा टेक के शुक्राना करके आप जाएं अपनी blessings लेके, and you go directly home. सत्संग की जो vibrations होती हैं, we have to take them with us and we go directly home. If we go anywhere else, we disperse those blessings. If we take them home, we absorb them. You keep them close like that Guruji's fragrance. You wrap it around you, immerse yourself in it, and absorb it to the maximum as much as you can. So this is the discipline. All of this helps surrender. And this is the same discipline outside of satsang. आपको लाइफ में जो भी मिले, गुरुजी का प्रसाद, मीठा, कड़वा, तीखा, you receive it with the same grace, you accept it. You will feel the bitterness while having it, while going through those problems in life, but you trust. Guruji himself has said to me in a dream, what if there is no bad thing? There is no bad thing. Once you're connected with Guruji, whatever happens is his will. उसी के थ्रू हमारे कर्म कटते हैं, and you know, through our right actions of grace and faith and strength, और लोगों का भी भला होता है. If we lose the battle, if we surrender to fear rather than faith, or if we escape the life, right, through suicide or something else, then we are not having faith and we are not giving life a chance. You know, my mom always says कि जब गुरुजी हमारे इतने कठिन कर्म कटवाते हैं और बहुत सफरिंग होती है, उसकी बाद ब्लेसिंग भी इतनी बड़ी होती है. So we don't know, like, देखिए, like I'm remembering the story just because of this morning satsang of my nani. My nani was widowed at a very young age with 10 children. And on the very same day, her mother passed away. For a year, they did not tell her that her mother had passed away the same day my Nanaji had passed away, because they thought the shock would be too much for her. And she was a young widow, uneducated, with 10 children. How much suffering can a human being bear? We cannot imagine. Like, we are all stronger than we think. Guruji himself has said to me, you are more capable than you think. The key word is think, because we cannot, our mind is overwhelmed. But with Guruji's strength, anything is possible. And then you fast forward to the rest of my Nani's life. My, you know, as I said, we are the three, my mom, my Nani, and me. Guruji said to my mom, अपनी माँ को बुला के ला, अपने पास रख, blessings देने के लिए. And my Nani is the only person I've seen, you know, जब मेरी Nani, she wore white her whole life, such a humble lady. Her hair was white, her sari was white, everything was just pure and in surrender and humility. जब वो गुरुजी के पास आती थी, she would try to do matha teka, and Guruji would hold out his hand and shake her hand. My Nani was not a modern lady. Guruji would always reach out and shake Nani's hand. And when Nani went, she went peacefully in her sleep during Amrit Vela. I could not imagine a more divine death. It is the aspiration for me ki when is my time, may it be like this, may it be so peaceful and so in the divine realm. So sometimes I know it's hard to have faith that after suffering there is great joy, but we don't know. जब हम सामने से किसी के joy को देखते हैं या देखते हैं कि okay, you are old sangat or you're connected to Guruji or this darshan you had, we should never covet those blessings. So never compare. Guruji has said, you know, like मुझे अपनी वो संगत, like मुझे अपनी jealousy दे दे. Never compare yourself to someone else. Never compare anyone to anyone. जो होना है गुरुजी की मर्जी है. तो हमारा जब हमें मीठा प्रसाद मिलता है, people might say, oh, look what she has. May you never think that about me or anyone else, and may you never suffer because of it. और जब कड़वा प्रसाद होता है, you know, जब we think, why me? मुझे क्यों मिला? जब मीठा मिला तब तो हमने ऐसे नहीं सोचा था, right? We just accept everything and it's the same. किसी और की कठिनाई देख के, may we pray for them and send all the grace and strength and blessings, not wish for a particular outcome. That's a big part of surrender. Ki we don't wish ki Guruji heal that person. Guruji do this. Guruji give me X, like job or partner or kid or whatever. Ask for nothing. Mango nahi manno. We don't ask because we will think with that tiny brain we know what is best for us, but we do not know. जब हम गुरुजी के सामने आते हैं, गुरुजी ने कहा है he x-rays the soul and he decides what you have to get in life and what is the best way to solve your karma and give you the most blessed life. Kalyan moksha. Guruji kalyan karne. वो हमेशा कहते थे जा ऐश कर. How can you do ऐश? Not only, it doesn't mean just like have a party. It means that you are living in ऐश every moment because you trust that the guru has it under control. Guruji said, या तो तू देख ले या मुझे देखने दे. If we try to solve the problem, we can only do the best, which is limited, as I've shared through my own experiences. We cannot do it. But when we surrender to Guruji, you will do with this problem whatever you think is right because you have given it to me. So it is your prasad. And trust me, Aunty, what I'm sharing is not from a moralistic point. I'm not going through the easiest time right now. Guruji is making me say all of this for me to remember that it is all Guruji. all the suffering is Guruji, all the grace is Guruji, all the solution is Guruji, all the Esh, Kalyan, joy is Guruji. Guruji is making me repeat what I need to remember for my own sake. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं आप सबको ऐसा कुछ बता रही हूँ where I have figured it out. No, surrender is a constant journey. And I ask Guruji, how can I surrender? By letting go of control, letting go of expectations, letting go of just anything which is not important. Only thing we should not let go of is Guruji's hand, Guruji's feet, Guruji's charan. So that's what I'll share for now, Aunty. You will do your best, but what happens is not in your control. Trust their own path, because those souls are connected to Guruji, and the best would be that they are connected to Guruji and that they stay connected to Guruji. So keep doing the discipline of what keeps you connected to Guruji, which is satsang, which is prayer and satsang and meditation and simran and seva.
Thank you so much. And I got the answer. That means they are on the path of surrender also. Then there is a satsang in my house. They do preparations. They make playlists they make mandir. 1 week we have a lot of things to do because it's Barcelona. Everything is not available. So they are making preparations. They are helping me out. They are forcing me to make Mami Langar Prasad for Guruji. They are helping the whole day. So that means they are on the right path. They are doing surrender also. They are making playlists. They are searching bhajans for Guruji Shab. They are listening to them also. They are on the path. Thank you so much. And you are really blessed. Thank you. Over to you, Suresh Uncle.
Thank you, Tamanna Aunty. Jai Guruji. A
Jai Guruji, Uncle.
Very beautifully redefining concepts of surrender by you, Nitika Aunty. Jai Guruji. Thank you a lot. Over to you, Meg Uncle.